Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be repairing and restoring a Razor Naga mouse. It's the original Naga mouse. I bought this mouse back in 2010 or so. Recently it's begun to double click. This problem is common among mice in general. It happens when the micro switch wears away, so I'll be replacing it. Now this mouse is very dirty. I think I've taken it apart in the past to clean it up. Now anybody who's had a gamer mouse knows that these buttons get clogged with dirt. Now I do have another mouse here. It's the second generation where two of the top buttons, surface buttons, have been relocated. And then I also have a more modern one. But nothing really feels as good as the original Naga mouse. So I don't really want to just toss it or just put it aside. I do want to continue using the original one. Another reason why I want to refurbish this mouse is I'm looking on eBay and the prices have gone crazy. I mean, look at these. A refurbished one can go upwards of $200, almost $300. Ouch! So be on the lookout. If you're in a thrift store, garage sale, flea market, and you see this mouse, even if it's not working, pick it up. It's worth it. So let's get started. To get to the 4 screws, they're actually located underneath this mouse foot. It's just a U-shaped sticker that helps the mouse glide across your mouse pad easier. So in this case, I'll just peel it off. I'm going to be cleaning this mouse with soap and water, so I actually want to separate this top half. There's 2 pieces sandwiched together, so there's 2 tabs on the top and 2 tabs in the middle that allow you to separate them. To remove the main logic board, you have to remove these 3 silver screws. Once you remove those 3 screws, the side panel of the mouse should come apart. Now be careful with the wire plug and the ribbon cable. You don't want to tear any of those. To remove the ribbon cable, you want to lift this black tab on this connector and the ribbon cable should slide out easily. So to remove the mouse wheel, you have to remove this little PCB that holds 2 LEDs. It's just 1 screw. Next, I'll unplug the main cable just so I can work a little easier. So for the side buttons, it's 4 more silver screws, and then I can get under there and clean out the membrane and everything else. This mouse actually has 2 more side buttons, and there's a little PCB that you have to remove a screw and then you can slip it right out. All these plastic parts and this rubber pad, I'm going to clean this off camera just to not waste any time. So here's the mouse logic board. Now to remove the micro switch, I'll take my desoldering gun and clear out 3 pins. Also make sure not to remove the wrong side. Usually with these right-handed mice, the left mouse button takes on the most wear and tear, so they're more prone to go bad. Sometimes clearing through holes like this, it's a bit stubborn. So I'm not applying too much force here. I'm just wiggling it back and forth, trying to break free the last bit of solder. Now I ordered these switches about a year ago. I have these on hand just in case I need to replace a micro switch on these mice. And I could have sworn that I ordered Omron switches, but in this case it's a different brand, but nonetheless it's still the same size, shape, and profile, and it fits. It's compatible. If this switch ever fails on me, I will order an Omron switch and replace it with an actual branded switch. Now I know this shot is way off center, I apologize for that, but what I did was I put a little solder on the end of my iron and I just pinned the micro switch in place, and then I went over it later after and really soldered it in. Before I clean the rest of the mouse, I have to remove this center ring as well. Now I've already been at it off camera with this glue gun, and it seems like the barcode has rubbed off, so it's not really a big problem to me. But just keep in mind, if you do want to keep the barcode, serial number, whatever it was, the glue gun will deteriorate that. So off camera I actually cleaned all these parts with some soap and water, and they came out pretty good. So I was confused at first, but I realized that the mouse cable actually slips through this hole on the side of the logic board, and it sits right next to the mouse wheel and the right micro switch. So next is the mouse wheel LED. Now it's just one screw that holds this small PCB in place. Now the standoff felt like it was going to snap, so just be careful when you're screwing. You don't want to apply too much pressure. So here you can see that the mouse actually cleaned up really well. The top half has like a satin finish and the sides are gloss. It's really nice and comfortable mouse. Also at this point, it's probably wise to test the mouse to make sure all the buttons work before you add the feet, because then you'll have to peel it off and it's just not ideal. Now all the buttons here feel clicky and nice, and the wheel rotates, everything is fine, and I did test the buttons, they all function on the computer, so we're good to go. Now finally, I'm going to clean this up with some more 99% alcohol, just because my hands were all over this thing while I was closing it, so I'm just going to touch it up a little more. Here's the replacement feet, and I'm just going to stick on some new ones, and this is it, and I'll show you the mouse in action. I can't believe I stuck it on that straight. So here's the final demonstration, just to make sure everything works. First up, I'm going to test the side buttons, and then I'll test the rest. The two buttons near the left mouse button, they're to scroll the page forward and back. So if you want to go back and forth, you can use these buttons. The mouse wheel scrolls, the button for the mouse wheel works, so the sensor is okay. Everything is working fine. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, I'm editing the footage as I'm recording. I hope this video helps somebody. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. And thanks for watching.